In this video, I'm going to be giving you an update on the Bay Ridge real estate market for the month of January 2023. So if you'd like to learn more, stay tuned. Hey there, my name is Chichi Aguoji. I'm a New York-based realtor with a focus on helping seniors and retirees sell their homes and find the best locations to retire. In this market update video, I'm going to be discussing 5 key metrics to help give you a sense of what's taking shape in the Bay Ridge real estate market. So without further ado, let's get into it. The very first metric we'll be discussing is the number of new listings on the market. And this metrics help us to understand the number of homeowners that were interested in selling their home in the month of January in Bay Ridge. So January 2023, there are actually 14 homeowners who were interested in selling their homes and placing their homes on the market in Bay Ridge. Now this number consists of both single family homes as well as multi-family homes. So we can take a look at this map, which outlines the homes that were placed on the market in January in Bay Ridge. And we see that in blue are the single family homes that came on the market in January. And in orange are the multi-family homes that were placed on the market in the month of January. So the median list price, the median price at which homes came on the market this past January in Bay Ridge was $1.467 million. This is down from $1.524 million in January of last year. One of the interesting points to note about this map is that you can take a look and see that homes that were placed on the market or listed that fell below 92nd Street were actually listed for less than $1 million. And this is irrespective of whether or not they were a single family home or a multi-family home. So just something to consider as you're thinking about placing your property on the market or what your property value might be if you own a home in Bay Ridge. So the next metric we'll be discussing is the close price to list price ratio. Now, as a homeowner, this is a metric that you are very, very interested in because it really helps you to get a sense of how much value you're able to get out of the list price for your home. So I'm going to give you an example for what I mean. So let's say you placed your property on the market for $1 million and you actually sold it for $1 million. That means that your close price to list price ratio is 1 million divided by 1 million, which is 100%, or a ratio of 1. So we want to see close price to list price ratios that are as close to 100% as possible because it tells us that we're doing a good job of being able to list properties at their market value and also sell properties at their market value. In January of 2023, the close price to list price ratio in Bay Ridge was 94%. Again, this means that sellers were able to get 94% of the list price that they put their homes on the market for. This close price to list price ratio is actually down 2 percentage points, down from 96% compared to January 2022. So last year, sellers in Bay Ridge were able to command a higher close price to list price ratio and get a lot more value out of the list price for their home relative to this year where that number has dipped slightly. Another way to think about this is, are there specific areas within Bay Ridge where we can expect to see a higher close price to list price ratio versus a lower close price to list price ratio? So we're sticking with the same pattern as the first map we took a look at, whereby single family homes are indicated with the blue home and multifamily homes are indicated with an orange home. So something that immediately jumps out at me when taking a look at these numbers is the level of variation that exists across the close price to list price ratios for single family homes. We see that the lowest close price to list price ratio for a single family home is 0.66, whereas the lowest close price to list price ratio for a multi-family home is only 0.82. But we do see a lot more variation, a lot more variance when looking at the close price to list price ratios for single family properties in Bay Ridge. The next metric we'll be talking about is the median sales price of a home in Bay Ridge. So far we've talked about the list price being lower relative to last year in Bay Ridge, and we've talked about the close price to list price ratio being lower as well in Bay Ridge. So homeowners are placing their properties on the market for much lower amounts, and they're also selling it for values that are lower than these low list price. So what we can already expect is that given this pattern that we're seeing, is that we should anticipate to see lower median sales prices. And we do see a decline. So last year, the median sales price of a home in Bay Ridge was $1.46 million. This year, in January of 2023, we saw a decline of 5%, about $54,000 in equity, whereby the median sales price declined to $1.38 million. Hey, if you're enjoying the video so far, feel free to like, feel free to subscribe, and let's keep going. So next we'll talk about the actual number of homes which sold in the month of January. Last year we saw that 40 homes sold, again a combination of single and multifamily homes in Bay Ridge. This year we saw a steep decline, so only 14 homes actually sold in Bay Ridge in January of 2023. Now, if you were following the news and if you were following economic activity, you would note that this decline in prices and the decline in the number of homes that have sold in Bay Ridge year over year really has more to do with the increased interest rates. So we know that last year in the month of January, the 30-year mortgage hovered around 3%, might have even been lower than 3%, and compare that to this year, where the 30-year mortgage might have been about 7% or upwards of 7%. So, if we know and we follow housing trends, we know that as rates go up, housing values and property values tend to go down. And so we do see this trend happening in Bay Ridge, and it's something that's to be expected. And the final metric we'll be discussing in this market update video is the days on the market, the DOM for short. So the median number of days on the market helps us to give us a sense of how long between the time when a property is initially listed to when it's under a signed contract with a buyer. And this gives us a sense of just the pace of the market and the demand activity that's taking shape in Bay Ridge. So last year in the month of January, the median number of days on the market was 145 in Bay Ridge, which is about 5 months, give or take. And we saw that this year that number did go up slightly to 160, so an increase of about 2 additional weeks for a property to get from listing to contract signing in Bay Ridge. And to wrap it all up, in short, what's taking shape is that properties are selling for less, they're being listed for less, and they're also taking longer to sell in Bay Ridge. All right, that sums up this video, giving you a market update on Bay Ridge. If you are a homeowner in Bay Ridge and you are considering placing your home on the market, click on the link below. You'll gain access to a free PDF which outlines the top things you need to consider before you place your Bay Ridge property on the market. So I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you learned something new, and I hope to see you in the next one.